Hello, this is Jess. Good to see you. Chat session number 90. It's Monday morning, about 9 o'clock a.m. January 29th, 2018. The weather here has been moderate. Went down to like 38 last night. Going up into 50s and 60s, so moderate temperature for where I'm at. Hope it's good where you're at. And we're going to get right on with the chat session, and we're going to get right on with tidbits of history. We're going to go to 1936. The U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame elects its first members in Cooperstown, New York. Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson were the first people selected for the Baseball Hall of Fame. In 1935, the Clark Foundation thought the Baseball Hall of Fame in their city would help to reinvigorate the area's depression-ravaged economy by attracting tourists. That area was Cooperstown, New York. And today, the Baseball Hall of Fame attracts 350,000 visitors per year and continues to be the hub of all things baseball. In total, it has elected 278 individuals since 1936 on this date. Alright. Not a gigantic baseball fan. I have been fortunate enough to see the Texas Rangers play probably, I would say, at least 5 different times, and enjoyed the games because of the people and different things. But as far as watching it on TV, I'm just not into that. But I did enjoy the times I did go to the stadium in Dallas. But anyway, okay, so on to the next tidbit of history. 1942. Britain and the USSR secure an agreement with Iran that offers Iran protection whilst creating a Persian corridor for the Allies, a supply route from the west to Russia. It was all good and said on the treaty, but as soon as the war settled and things were going for the defeat of the Nazis and stuff like that, Russia went in and bought all of Iran's grains, all their grain harvest, and caused a bread shortage and riots in the streets of Iran. Allied troops put the rebellion down, and the U.S. shipped in grain to compensate for the losses to Iran and their food supply. Russia violated the treaty by not withdrawing the troops after World War II ended, and instigated rebellion within the government while they were still there, but they finally began to withdraw their troops in mid-1946. So there's a lot of history there with Iran, all the way back to World War II. A lot of stuff that I wasn't even really aware about until I'm seeing this little history stuff here. So there is a little bit of history with Iran and the United States, and of course we were responsible for stopping the rebellion of the Iranian people due to food shortages. And so yeah, there's a lot of mixed emotions, even though it's been quite a time back now. That's still fresh on generations coming in, the children born during that time that are still alive today, and it's, I guess it'll always be there for a while, as long as we can somehow reestablish maybe some kind of communication conveyance of the intentions of striving to do better in the future. Maybe ease some of the tensions that we're having with the country. I'm not saying roll over, and I'm not saying let them get out of control and start to attack us and all that stuff. I'm just talking about a system of building respect back within nations where we've had military aggression going on over the years. All that stuff may have been necessary, may not have been necessary. It's irrelevant because it happened. It's the past now, history, so to say. But I think that a lot of the dialogue of what is possible from every country and progression and progressing forward with intentions of what's best for the people that are living here on the earth now. All this war and stuff, yeah, there could be times when aggression is necessary to make a stand if someone's trying to violate your beliefs. Yeah, you got to make a stand somewhere. That's unfortunate even then, but there is a time for that. And I think that in the same time there has to be some kind of counter dialogue going on that enhances a more peaceful solution to events past that have happened that people still hold grudges on other people for. It's called growth, and yeah, there's a lot of room for that throughout the world. Like I said, there is a time for standing for your beliefs. Unfortunately, we have these people that may not have the same belief as what I have, and they're asking me to pledge my loyalty to go and create war, do that kind of thing. It's tough, but it is the nation where I live in, and unfortunately, if other countries tend to see a hatred and no relief in the oppression that was maybe placed through efforts of one country or another, but they tie it all together with the hatred towards me. Yeah, I don't understand all that, but I understand it in a sense of the reality that the propaganda and the different things that happen to create so-called freedoms, and unfortunately it turns into suppressing other opposing views within our own country as well as throughout the world. But I think that there is room for growth, and I think of never giving up on the proper channels that set up, sustainable and livable situations from all the countries that are in the world. There's something that they can each contribute positively, I believe, and I think that they should be allowed to have their beliefs as long as they're not using it in a sense of aggression and oppressing others that don't think the same way. I do believe that just because someone thinks differently than you, they're not bad people, they just have a different view. And the idea that my view is better than theirs is what causes all the conflict. So that's one of the bases for standing up for yourselves, is when someone's oppressing you enough to try to take your beliefs away. I think then you have the right to make a stand. But other than that, the forced retaliation to make somebody else believe the way you do is the same kind of aggression, in my opinion. And we all need to cease with that attitude of, what I think is better than somebody else, so everyone should think like me. I think that's ludicrous, and I think that it should be examined on each individual basis. And I think it would shake out a lot of the crap that's going on in our world. These are just my opinions. We're going to go ahead and call it. I'm working tonight. I have to go and get some rest. This is morning time. This is the next chat session. I made the last one last night before midnight. So now I'm going to go and sleep and then get up this afternoon and go to work. So be truthful, be happy, and let's look out for each other, okay? And Super Bowl week, we have the Patriots and the Eagles. Two teams that I personally don't have a whole lot of interest in, but it is a Super Bowl. They did maintain their force to get to where they are, so kudos to both teams, even though, like I said, I'm not necessarily fans of either team, but that's what makes it the NFL. There are teams that I like, and these two unfortunately fall under the radar on teams that incite any kind of emotion at this point. So good luck to both teams. Alright, have a great Monday morning. I'm out.